Welcome to another episode of Bros Who Know, irrefutably authentic. I'm Dr. Jeff LaCure, and as always, to my right, the legend of the fall, the Dark Knight, and his favorite breakfast cereal, Count Chocula, sitting here, Richard Yancey. Hey, Rich, as we start, I wanna give you something on camera. You know, people are curious about what we
Here
do.
we go. What am I getting over here?
And the cool thing is I saved a stamp. So I think I saved 60 cents. So I'd like to give you my wedding invitation.
Oh my God!
Take a
Look
peek.
at that.
Take a peek. It's just
Oh, Richard Yancey and guest.
and guess.
I can bring anyone I want, huh?
Yeah. Just not Nikki G.
Wow, this not. You better take that.
Yeah.
You might come up.
Yeah, he might be
Very
there.
nice. A beautiful picture, brother.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That's it.
Thank you
So-
very much. I accept. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That's
yeah.
that's
September
awesome.
September
Yeah,
12th. Look at the
all right.
back too.
Look at the back. Wow.
One
this
more.
This is serious.
Oh, yeah.
One more. You said.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
in the back.
Look at this, guys. This
Look
is-
at that.
look
See
at
if
this.
let's see if she'll zoom in on that.
Yeah. Look at that.
That
That's
is
awesome.
it.
Man, you're no joking around, brother.
That's it. I'd like to tell you I can take
You're
credit
a-
for it, but Christine did all the design work.
Listen,
I'm just like the postal boy.
right. The fact that you can transition so well is quite amazing.
That's my middle name. That's my middle name. So, anyways, man, it'd be a real
Very good.
treat
No,
to
that's
have
gonna
you
be-
there.
that's gonna be
Absolutely.
great.
September 12th at
excited.
5 o'clock. Hopefully, there's good weather. And speaking of good weather,
Right. Here
what
we
a
go.
wonderful transition into what we're going to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been hearing about it. And so obviously Rich and I have to speak about it. We have to give you our opinions, always supported with fact. Because that's what we do, right? We're factual. We don't just think facts are feelings and feelings are facts. So Rich and I were talking off camera. So there's a big controversy out there. Rich actually asked me, he says, what about this caught your attention? And we're going to talk about the cloud seeding controversy that's going across this country and what it means, what the chemicals are, what it's really being used for, if indeed it's not just weather manipulation, and is it a good thing? Is it healthy? Are we yielding results? And looked up some things from various national weather foundations and found out some interesting statistics. I think a good place to jump off is this, even though this is just now being talked about, Rich, this has been going on
Right.
since the 60s. And in
You're talking about
1962,
the seeding of the clouds.
yeah,
right?
absolutely,
Right.
with no controversy. Well, there was some controversy actually in the 70s about it, which we'll certainly talk about. But in 1962 in Texas, then Vice President Lyndon Johnson gave a speech in Texas about weather manipulation. And this is his infamous quote, and I hope I do justice to it. I think I have every word. Lyndon Johnson, Vice President Lyndon Johnson said, "He who controls the weather controls the world." And we know both Russia and the United States were working really hard at weather manipulation. Because if you think about it, if you can control floods and tornadoes and hurricanes, and the list goes on and on and
Yeah,
on.
drought's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, or the stuff coming down in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, years ago, we used to talk about acid rain, acid rain. So anyways, there's quite a controversy out there that is this cloud seeding actually happening, which has been acknowledged now. 24 states have banned it. And or is it much ado about nothing? And there's the states and governments are putting chemicals in the air and they're increasing water production and ice crystals in clouds that somehow come down and, I guess, nurture the earth. So I know you did some research into it, Rich. What did you find as far as the controversy out there? And where do you land on that controversy? Is it just much
So-
ado about nothing, or is it the
so this
government
is-
being sneaky?
So this is more your thing.
Yeah,
than
it is.
me. I'm not too. I didn't find anything that said that it's that bad.
Yeah.
Obviously, we should let Mother Nature do its thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we, human beings, we got to screw everything up. You know that.
Yeah.
So if we can do it, it's going to be done, right?
Yeah.
So the cloud seeding, That's one aspect. I'm telling you, they use that in war too, right?
Yeah. They used it in
I
Vietnam.
guess in Iran they were complaining about how they've been causing droughts. So
That's
you know,
right.
so that affects the water, tap water and growing produce
Absolutely.
and feeding drink for animals to drink water and etc. So I don't know how true that is though.
Yeah.
So there's so many different articles on this, and some seem like it's hocus pocus, and some seem like it's legit.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, why don't you explain chemtrails?
Well, what's happening with it, and this is, I'm not a scientist, so this is, I'm a social scientist, but I'm not a chemical scientist, but I play one on TV. My understanding of it, and I've seen photographs, I've seen videos of it, is you'll see planes that have just tanks of chemicals that they're releasing as they're going over, and I forget how high up they try to be, so I'm not even going to guess, but they're up there a little bit. And they are releasing these chemicals, right? And they are trying to do two things. They're trying to, literally seed the cloud to make the cloud more, produce more rain, quite frankly, or snow or whatever else it's going to produce. And they're also trying to create clouds out of it, right? The thing that concerns me the most about it, because I feel like all of it makes me nervous, because I have learned, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I have learned over the years, I've lived long enough, Rich, my first reaction to anything government, I don't believe you. You got to prove it to me, right?
All right.
And so what I'm really worried about too, and I think there's a lot of truth here, or I'm worried there's a lot of truth here, is that this cloud seeding is being done as a way to manipulate climate. And a lot of scientists are saying, and these are notable scientists, I probably should give names. These aren't just, somebody with a YouTube page who's out there or whatever. These are scientists now, internationally, talking about creating clouds to filter sunlight, right? What's one of the big climate change things all the climate change people are talking about? The Earth's getting too hot, the Earth's getting too hot, right? Which I don't buy into. I mean, looking at all the longitudinal studies. So this notion of filtering the sun really has me worried. If that's happening, I'm real worried, because we now understand that sunshine is incredibly healthy for us. Incredibly healthy for us. And it's incredibly healthy for the planet, right? Now, I'm not talking about where there's no water, like you were talking about in some countries that they think it's being used to manipulate.
Right.
But I'm worried about it.
So my question to you is
Yeah.
this. In order for you to filter the sun,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to have a blanket of clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen, I'm talking about, it's a cloudy day, right? So
Yeah.
we haven't had that many cloudy days.
So it's different. I should probably, if we can, and I don't know how much we can embed in here, there's photographs out there that are showing relatively blue skies. And then it's almost, in summertime you get that haze, right? Well, we're starting to see that haze. Again, this is just things I'm observing and hearing from the scientists, that this haze is being created now year-round. And what it does is certainly is filtering sunlight. Now, is that just a natural Earth phenomenon? Could be.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But what I'm noticing is this is getting talked about a lot, and it's getting talked a lot about with scientists. Even RFK Jr., I think that's who you were talking about off camera, is coming out loud and clear and saying, we got to cut it out. Now, some people think he's, a little out there.
Right.
So again, there's enough national attention being drawn to it that it absolutely has me worried. And one little other thought, and I don't know if it's placebo, I don't know if it's cause or effect. I do know that this winter, the snow has felt different to me.
Really?
It really has felt different.
In what way?
And I notice when I'm out there shoveling and snow blowing, which is something I've done for years, my sinuses and lungs feel different. They just do. Now, maybe it's just, right? I got no evidence. I got no proof. What I have is it feels different. And we've had people, and I'm sure you've seen some of the videos now, they're taking the current snow from 2025, 2026, when storms are coming out all across the country. They're making a snowball. They're taking butane lighters, and it's burning black. right?
I've never, yeah, I haven't heard that.
That's weird to me.
No, that is weird. All right, so let's regroup.
Yeah.
So why do you think they're doing this?
Well, again, because there's been such a push on this climate change narrative. That's undeniable, or as you
Okay.
and I say, it's irrefutable, right? Politicians, right? Legislation around climate change is real, right? Wherever people stand on it, it's
Okay.
real. And so,
So you think they're trying to reverse climate change with this method, is what you're saying?
well, that's one argument that is certainly out there.
Okay, but I'm saying, what do you think? Because if we're not using it for warfare, why would you use this method in the United States of America that's actually, in what you're saying, that it's poisoning people? I think it's aluminum
and
aluminum-based
silver. I think it's silver
Is that
oxide.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if they're using chemicals that can harm humans,
right.
why would they do that in America? In your mind, like, what's the point if it's only to create rain? Like, what's the point?
Apparently,
I can see trying to create
Yeah.
rain if we were in a drought situation,
right,
and you want to water the crops for the people that are like farmers and things like that.
right.
But that's not the case here. So what would be the point? I'm trying to understand this.
I do see a way that it's the chemical warfare part of it. I mean, again, for Lyndon Johnson to say to a national audience, he who controls the weather controls the world, and you know it was the Cold War.
Right.
So both countries, Russia and the U.S. and other countries, were
Yeah.
looking for any edge. Is it possible, Rich, that this whole chemtrails, cloud seeding is all ethical and good and safe, and it's just to help California with its droughts, and Utah wants it because of droughts, and certain, plain states want it for its droughts? Is it conceivable? I'll acknowledge that. Is it very unlikely? Yeah, that worries me too. And so you ask a great question. I'm going to go on the edge here a little bit. We were told about 5 years ago, right? I've done some wonderful podcasts on it. I think we were ahead of the game when it came to that vaccine, right? We were ahead of the game. And we now know, irrefutably, that the vaccine has been dangerous for a lot of people. Irrefutable, and we're worried now
Okay.
that the vaccine might be more dangerous than we thought as we see certain increases in cancers, miscarriages, reproductive health, on and on and on. You and I, 5 years ago, right, were sitting in this same studio, and we got blocked by all social media because we didn't say it was dangerous. We said it could be, and it needs further evaluation. And you and I made very personal health decisions around whether or not we would take that vaccine and boosters and everything that goes with it. We were also told, right, and I'm conflating it, but give me just a few seconds and I'll tie it in. We were told it was safe. We were told it was effective. We were told if you have the vaccine, you can't spread it. We were told if you have the vaccine, you can't get it. We were told that it's very safe, no side effects, everything's good with it. We were told it would save lives. And what we found out, it didn't save lives. Documented, didn't save lives. And actually now a lot of the longitudinal studies are saying it's costing lives. So we'll leave it at that. So that's our own government.
And that was across the country. I mean, the world.
Across the
whole
world.
was selling this vaccine.
Across
Okay.
the world.
All right,
And
so-
now we have this controversy of cloud seeding. And there's three camps. There's the ignorant camp that doesn't even look at anything, right? There's the camp that says this needs to be explored a little bit more. And then there's the camp that says, oh no, it's really, really safe. And so I'm not a conspiracy. I'm a theorist. I'm an educated man. However, you knew the however was coming. When the government comes out and says stuff, I'm not like a jury where it's innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty, government. I don't care who's in charge until you show me the facts. And I have not seen any facts.
And I understand that, but what are they guilty of? Like, what you have to say it. Like, what do you think? What's wrong with? Even if they were doing this, what is the problem with it?
I think fundamentally, where I have a real concern is in 1977, the UN banned it as a warfare item.
Well, yeah, you can use that for warfare, absolutely. But I'm saying, but we're using it in our own country. So in our own country,
So in 77, if apparently the global countries, right, the elites said, you can nuke somebody, but you can't be doing, the chemical warfare through the clouds. Okay. I believe they said that, and I believe they meant it. And not for a moment do I believe, including our own country, doesn't do some shady stuff to get whatever advantage we can get. And I'm still convinced that in 1962, Lyndon Johnson made a mistake as a politician, and he told the truth.
I'm saying that's kind of like common sense, though. If you control the weather, I think that's one aspect out of many. I'm telling you, if you control the nuclear weapons, you also
That's right.
the
See, and
most
again, he or she, I'll keep it gender neutral, who controls the internet, the electrical grid,
yeah, it's to say, controls the world. Yeah,
space, right? There's these kinds of things. I don't doubt for a moment that we're doing some stuff in space to make sure. I don't doubt for a moment that the Chinese government and our government's doing stuff to jam our electrical grids. And I certainly don't doubt for a moment that our country and other countries are doing things that you soldiers have to be able to eat. Right? So if you can control the production of food via the weather, and you got to have, right, healthy soil and water and so on. So
I guess the question I have for you
Yeah.
is, so if you control, say if you made it rain here, are you taking away from somewhere else?
There has been some studies that suggest that, actually.
Okay, so I guess, and I think that's where I would strike my interest, because because there's only an X amount of water on the planet.
Right.
Right? And we all know that it's all accountable for. So there's no such, like, the water, when it evaporates, it goes back, it goes into the air, and then the condensation goes back into the, we have the same amount of water to spend on the planet forever.
Right.
You can't get rid of water, right? It's
I
just
hope
that it
not.
shifts. No, you can't.
Yeah.
It's all accountable for. Every drop, even in your body, you have water in your body. It's
Yeah.
it's all accountable for.
And
right?
aluminum and
So
silver oxide.
what you can do is shift it. You can shift
Yeah.
where the water is, right? And then you have places that have drought, and other places that that has a lot of water. And too much water actually kills things too. You can't have too much water. So I guess my question to you is still, I'm at the same spot. The why? Like, why would you do that? If it was bad, why would you do that in America?
So I got a good answer. I hope it's a good answer.
Okay.
7 states have already banned it across the board.
Why?
The health concerns and sort of like an ethical thing, which why are we controlling the weather? There's something about a human being, for me anyways. Right? There used to be I don't remember if it was a coffee or butter commercial that said, "Don't mess with Mother Nature." This was years ago in the 70s. Some things I'd like to think you don't muck around
We've
with.
been messing with Mother Nature forever. Like, we put rabbits where they're not supposed to be. We put frogs where they're not supposed to be because it eats up a certain type of bug. Every time we do these things, it blows up.
So, I'll throw it back to you. Why do 24 states have it on ballots and other initiatives to ban it? There's
I don't
got
know.
to be, it can't be, oh my God, this is really safe, really effective, and really useful, right?
So why are they banning it then?
Well, I think more research has to be in. But what I've seen from people who are really worried about it, the scientific community. And again, there's 3 kinds of scientific communities. There's the ignorant middle, who have no clue, right? They're too busy looking at TikTok videos and someone shaking their butt, right? That's that group. Then there's a group that's going to come out and say it's really safe, and I want to know who's funding them, right? Follow the money, Fauci. Follow the money. Who's saying it's safe? And who's saying it's not safe? I want to know who's funding both groups, right? And I want the truth. What the group that's saying, the scientific community that's saying this is bad, is, we're finding out now aluminum foil isn't healthy for us. We used to wrap turkeys and stuff in it and cook in it. And we now know aluminum, not healthy for humans. That's irrefutable, right? So if they're cloud seeding with aluminum byproducts, and that's coming down, can't be good. And then silver oxide. So I'll give you this one, Rich.
Silver oxide is supposed to use it was safe. It's like actually silver oxide kills viruses and bacteria. Well, actually not bacteria, but viruses.
Well, I believe we've had some vaccines, but here's how I look at it. I think this in the medical community is probably, at least in our country, is universally accepted. The only amount of alcohol that's safe for a woman who's pregnant to use is none, right? So I don't want to be out shoveling my snow wondering, is this Mother Nature and it's just, good things are happening and I got a foot of snow? Or did my government manipulate this with chemicals, right? And remember, we were told, right? You and I were on the front line of this. We really should re-release that because we had some beautiful podcasts where we challenged it. We were told irrefutably, they talked to Congress, it's safe, it's effective, and there's no side effects. And everybody should take it.
Well, see, the problem with the problem with anything is that everything has a side effect, no matter what you do. I'm telling you,
I just don't want to see it artificially coming down on.
No, I understand that.
Yeah,
so
that's
like I
where
said,
I'm worried.
Human beings always we were always curious, and we're always trying to, the periodic table. We're always trying to create something new, create something that and manipulate every situation, everything that even the clouds, the vaccines. We're always trying to change or
Food.
I just don't know the why on this. And the why, the why is.
Well, my gut, Rich, if you look at anything, because you bring up a great point, right? There's ongoing manipulation of stuff and research all the time. This isn't new. For me, and I've always said this, for me it always comes back, follow the money. Right? So again, I'm going to conflate something here.
Right.
We were told for how many years? 30 years on the food pyramid, right? We were told, eat a lot of carbs. Right? Don't eat fats, really dangerous. Now we flipped it, and we recognize healthy fats are good. We were told for how many years eggs were dangerous. We were told for how many years cholesterol will kill you. Now we recognize your brain and muscles and body needs cholesterol. So is it ignorance or have we been lied to? All I know
that's a good question. Listen, that's a
is
good question.
follow the money.
Right. That's a
Right.
good question. What I'm stunned at is this. Look, we talk about all this stuff. We talk about the seeding of the clouds. We're talking about we cancers, different things causing us cancer. The average person actually lives less now than they did before, like 10 years ago. I think the average lifespan was like 75, 80.
Yeah.
So
Cancer's increasing.
right. So listen. So all this stuff. We have cell phones. We have
Yep.
doctor's appointments. We try to be healthy. We got dentists. Go to the dentist, clean your teeth. We have all this stuff. But there's a turtle out there that lives to be 250 years old, and he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to annual visits to the hospital.
That's right.
He doesn't get his beak checked.
That'd be cool if he did, though.
There's animals out there outliving us, and they don't do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So
For me, it's another example. We were told for years. You brought up the dentist. What were we told for years?
Fluoride was amazing.
Absolutely. Now what do we know?
Poisonous, yeah.
Right? What do we know? We put it in the water. We put it in the toothpaste. All these chemicals that we were told what?
Well, it was supposed to be safe for us.
That's
Actually,
right.
builds
So
your
I'm
enamel.
on the front line of saying, wait a minute. I don't believe you for not you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you for a second
But I don't think we
that
knew.
if you're
Like,
cloud seeding,
I don't
that
think
it's healthy.
I don't think we know until we don't know.
Well, I think
'cause
some things
before
we
they
knew.
used to use like there was a woman that used plutonium or uranium. I don't know which one it was, but it was a cream that people were putting on their skin that glowed, and
Yeah.
they put it on their joints for arthritis, and actually it felt better because it did bring down this inflammation in your in the area, but it also poisoned the hell out of you.
Yeah.
All the people that used to work at Rolexes, they used to put the glowing.
I remember that.
Yeah, they put and it was like an isotope. It was
Yeah.
radiation.
You know what
And
I
they were
love
all
about
dying
that?
like 10 to 15 years later.
They're like, wow, Steve's inflammation really went down. He looks much more comfortable in his coffin.
Right. So listen, like I said, we know until we don't know.
That's
I don't know. Like I said, I had a problem with this whole situation with the cloud seeding and stuff because I did research on it, and there's so many different layers to it. So that's why I was asking you questions.
Well, you know what? I'm glad we did this one today because what we have done, you and I, in some of our podcasts, is we ask questions. How many questions did we ask about that vaccine? How many questions did we ask about myocarditis, right? All these young people dying suddenly.
Still, every day I'm hearing someone with heart.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
cloud
Right.
batteries and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we're going to genetically modify food, Richie, and now we know that ain't good, and we still do it, when our food that is created here and processed here is outlawed in Europe, and in Europe at times is behind us, I'm not going to buy for a second till someone can prove to me that cloud seeding is safe, necessary, and
I don't
there's no
think
money.
anything that we do is safe, though, Jeff. I'm talking about anytime you step outside of Mother Nature, I don't think it's safe.
I just don't want to be lied to about it, right? And I said there's three
They
camps.
can't tell you what you think they're going to tell you the truth.
Why?
Well, I'm telling you, you think the rioting, we have the rioting now on things. You think that if they tell you the truth, everyone's going to be. But how do you feed? I'm telling you, right now, with 7 billion people in the world?
This, apparently,
How
that's
are you going to feed 10 billion, 15 billion?
there's some theories out there that suggest that's the whole point of doing some of this is population control. Nothing would
I
surprise
don't
me,
know. Yeah, I don't know.
right? Nothing
Yeah,
would
we'll
surprise.
see.
Bottom line, I'm not forming a conclusion yet, but I am going out, as you and I have. I do not trust when there's any kind of manipulation and people aren't being completely transparent.
And I'm going to tell you this: we've been manipulated via the news. We've been
Oh,
manipulated
absolutely.
via. I'm talking. Forget about the cloud seeding. We have the food. We've been manipulated.
Oh, yeah.
Medicine. We've been
Oh,
manipulated.
yeah.
The social media. I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you, we just sit back and we just get manipulated all
Yeah.
over the place.
Which is
So
why
this
we
is just
did
one aspect out of like hundreds of ways we're getting manipulated.
That's it. That's why, as an interesting transition, Rich, people got to like us, subscribe us, and talk about us. You know why? Because they don't have to agree with us, but we bring stuff up, and we're educated, rational dudes who have a clue. We're not extreme on either side, right? We're just regular. Well, we're not regular guys. We're top 1% guys, but we have a clue, and we bring it up.
Well, we think.
Yeah, watch.
Something doesn't make sense. We question it.
Yeah, there's going to be some things I'm questioning this.
Right.
There's no question. And again, is it placebo effect because I saw it, or is there something different in the snow we got this year?
Right.
It feels.
Well, so here's the difference.
I
between you
react
and
differently
I'm
to it.
not shoveling. So I'm never going to know about the snow. I won't shovel.
You know what's funny? Every time I drive by your house, I go, "Damn, his driveway looks good."
That was terrible.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, actually, I had it plowed, but that wasn't because of me. Someone wanted to plow it. But I had two people that I know had heart attacks shoveling the snow.
Just
That's
this.
why I won't shovel the snow.
Yeah, you know
When
what?
I was a little kid, someone died shoveling the snow, and that was it.
Yeah.
And every year I find a couple people that I know have died, like had a heart attack.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy for something that's going to melt anyway. Makes
Yeah.
no sense. But anyway, that's where I'm at.
I like it.
Well, I'm glad you want. So did we make a difference on this one?
God, I hope so. We're going to find out. You know what? And again, I'm going to invite everybody, Rich, on our behalf. If you agree with us, disagree with us, reach out. If you want to be on our program, reach out. If you think you got the courage and the inner fortitude to come into this area, don't let this beautiful plant fool you. If you feel like, oh, I got a story to tell and I want to refute the irrefutable, we'll have that conversation with you, and we'll do it in really a kind and respectful way. We're not looking to.
So I want to do a
bomb
show
anybody.
about men, how to make men mentally strong.
The one we did,
Well, we didn't do that. We did a show about
kind of
men.
in general.
Yeah, general.
Yeah.
But I think we should go through each topic and spend some time with it.
Let's do it.
All right. So
Because you know what? Dudes are not mentally strong right now. There's some mentally strong dudes, but they're.
people are not mentally strong.
Oh my goodness.
But how can you be like you can't in this world right now? It's chaos, nothing but chaos,
Yeah, it's frightening.
and we're divided now.
We're real divided,
Yeah,
and
we're
we've been divided since 2008.
Right.
It's really bumming me out.
Yeah, so we have to unite
Yeah.
somehow.
It's time. It's time. Well, hey, on behalf of the Count Chocula, I guess I must be Booberry. This is Dr. Jeff LaCure. That's Richard Yancey. You know we love you. This is Bros Who Know, irrefutably authentic. That's us. Reach out. Let us know how you feel about our program. We'll definitely see you next week. Until then.